up people in one spell rotation or created enough disruption that it made it very difficult for the enemy forces to try and push through those choke points. So good call out there. Baguette's, though, going to respect the power of Aatrox, even if it's not in their own hands. The Akali also taken off the board. And
bye-bye Nidalee again.
Man, I guess
I don't think you're going to see it, Rafa. You know what would be funny as well? If next weekend a team picks Nidalee.
And I'm not on it because Blam's back. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to kill Blam, bro. Like, I know he's in the Philippines. I might have to just send someone to delay his flight back just for another chance to cast Nidalee. Come on, man. Come on.
Hey, we still potentially have 1 or 2 more games after this one, so there might still be a slim chance. But yeah, I just think the players are just not comfortable on the champion. I mean, we saw it only once, I believe, a few weeks ago in Vietnam. So that was a little bit unfortunate, but it's going to be Bard first pick for next generation. So we saw it yesterday in one of our series. I can't remember exactly who it was, but we saw the power of Bard and what he can do with his ultimate and his aggressive plays overall.
Tempered Fate can either make or break a game for the good or for bad. Baguette's going to lock in this Gwen and an Ezreal to follow up. So this tells me that Baguette's want to play a lot of divers, because then the Ezreal can operate safely on his own terms and not have to rely on his team to peel threats away for him.
Normally, they are the ones that ban away the Ezreal Baguettes, but they're picking up for themselves this time again, as you mentioned, for that safety net. Lucian also banned away for Next Generation, which has been a safety point for Josh and has been, using that champion to perfection over the last 2 series of what we watched from Baguette. So Ezreal going to be picked up instead. Camille over onto most likely the hands of random. So we have the 2 solo laners already with the Camille and the Gwen, and an AD carry. And on the other side, we have Swain as one of the solo laners. And then we have the duo combo of Corki and Bard. So a lot of other solo laners are going to be banned out here, Fiora and Wukong. So we're going to be going quite deep here into the champion pool of these solo laners.
Just making sure that all the Baron lane options are at least being threatened. But with things like the Shyvana being taken off the table, recognizing that Baguettes still have yet to pick a jungler for themselves. Not to say that these champions couldn't play jungle, but it's been quite a while since we've seen Camille jungle be strong, and Gwen jungle maybe not would be the play for Baguettes. So that's why Next Generation are investing even more options of just trying to thin out what could be Final Wax's champion of choice, hovering on that Viego right now.
Yeah, Viego, Shyvana ban. As you mentioned, Gwen could be in the jungle. She did receive a few buffs a few patches ago, and her jungle clear got a little bit quicker. But honestly, I still think they're probably going to go for another jungler instead. Maybe something like a Lee Sin could be an option. Or maybe we might see the Volibear locked in, so it could be something else. But no, there you go, Lee Sin locked in. And no surprise, I mean, when there's so many other champions banned out already, the Aatrox being banned, Viego, you just fall back to the Lee Sin. Very comfortable pick here for Final Wax. Even though Final Wax is considered one of the best when it comes to jungle, when it comes to just best players in EMEA, his champion pool at times does feel very restricted. Like, he's really good on a few champions, like obviously Lee Sin, Viego, Shyvana, and Aatrox, maybe Riven as well, which he hasn't shown. But outside of that, his champion pool doesn't widen too much. So you kind of know what's coming when you're playing against Final Wax. But even so, even if you put on him a champion that he doesn't really play too much, he's still able to come up with some crazy combos and some crazy dive potential in the end.
Well, Next Generation lock in their jungler option of choice with the Mbessa. Hold up, Stuart. Something either has gone terribly wrong, or we're getting a support Camille. Huh? All right, support Camille from Hess. Even in the Arcane Comet down the Bard and Corki lane with the tactical sweeps as well. This is fun.
I'm confused, Rafa.
Hey man, let him cook.
Either this was a misclick of a pick or something's happened, but that is not normal, Rafa. I would say that not normal. I don't know what you would call it. What would you call Camille support?
I mean, it has value once you hit level 5. You have initiation. You can gank with your hook shot, but other than that, if you don't get economy on this champion, it's really hard for her to have any value because you're very ultimate dependent at that point, or flash dependent, so that you can try and reposition the stun of your hook shot onto the target of your choice, and you have no combat power if you are low on gold.
I'm very confused, Rafa. Very, very confused. This is the most confused I think I've been for a long time. We normally see some spicy picks, but this is a whole new level of spice. This is like, I don't know. This is like some, yeah, I don't even know. I'm lost. I'm lost for words. But
Well,
anyway,
we'll see.
Anyway, I mean, if they can pull this off, then I mean, at this point, just go Varus support in the last game and just, you know, just run away with it all.
Just imagine if Baguette do win this game, they go for the mental damage angle and then just say like, yeah, we can beat you with Camille support. What's your answer into that next generation? And also, because this is fearless, it thins out another powerful champion from the pool. Yeah, it's not being played in its ideal role, but I'm just saying, let the French cook, man. You know, they perfected modern day cooking and cuisine and gastronomy. Why can't they come into the kitchen with Camille support?
The most well-known food is baguettes. They don't know how to cook.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, I do not share the opinions of Stuart on the channel here. I do believe French can cook, and they modernize some of the best cooking techniques. Anyway, flash out of My Little Pony as he gets away from what could have been a deadly gank setup. Meanwhile, speaking of deadly gank setups, it's the turret dive being set up by the Volibear ultimate, and Final X is on the board with first blood.
Yeah, that easy tower dive there with the level 5 from the Volibear. Not really anything that Ambessa can do in that top side. Has already used that teleport as well to get back to lane. So pretty unfortunate start. But that's the power of the Volibear at level 5, that you'll be able to just use the ultimate underneath the tower and just disable that tower. So you take 0 damage. Absolute 0 damage. And oh, there you go. It's happening.
They lock up for X, and it's enough for My Little Pony to send one more Mystic Shot into the back of Corky. Was looking for Solo's Bard on top of it as well. Unfortunately for him, not enough damage from that last first ability to make the job done. But it's now 2 kills for Baguettes and almost a 2,500 gold lead.
Yeah, already just such a big lead that we've seen already. And oh, Josh might be in a little bit of trouble here. Is just going to be able to walk back to safety. Don't really want to recall there if you're playing on Baguettes right now, because recording from that position can be a little bit awkward, as Hestae's stepping forward, just playing a little bit aggressive, trying to stop the invade from coming in from the Wukong. But you're seeing again, like, just look at the jungle lead. Like, this is what I mean by Final Wax. Like, he just knows how to efficiently farm through his jungle, and he does this every single game. When you play against someone like Final Wax, how do you cope with someone like this that knows where to be at the right time, that can efficiently farm through the map, that knows when to tower dive and look for it? And look, he's going again, Rafa, into the top side. Volibear ultimate as well can just dive in onto this Ambessa. And look, he's going in top lane.
Sonic Wave, Volibear ultimate disables the turret, forcing the flash out of the Ambessa, trying to run for her life, but cannot get away in time. And Random secures the collapse onto the top side so that Heaven's Roam is all for naught, trying to buy space for the Wukong to come in, but it's just too late. The Wukong can't get over the wall, tries to finally walk on through, has Cyclone available, but already gets dropped below 100 HP. And the Hawk from Final Wax, just wrap it up, Stuart. Baguettes already have a 4,000, 5,000 gold lead at 5 minutes, and Final Wax is leading the kills 4-0 on this Lee Sin.
Final Wax is just styling on them at this point. Like, he's not even breaking a sweat, Rafa. He's just able to do this with ease. He doesn't even need to do anything. He doesn't even need to try hard. He's just been dominating every single series that he has played in the battle. And he's already ready for the showdown next weekend, Rafa. He already wants to book his ticket for the... Oh, but no, not enough damage!
It's not enough! My Little Pony survives! Will Gets taken out alongside 4X. The Wukong comes in, cannot save the situation at all. How can this be? A 7-0 start by Baguettes, not a single kill secured by Next Generation.
Oh my, Camille support getting a double kill. That is not something that you expected to hear in 2025 in Wild Rift, but that is happening here in the battle. And now they've already taken a Rift Herald, and Random is just 1 versus 3 at this dragon, forcing the members away, and they're even able to get a kill in the mid lane as well. Again, using that volley bear ultimate to perfection, just using the ultimate to disable the towers every single time. There's nothing the Next Generation can do about this.
Just look at the item difference, Stuart. There's so much damage coming through from these first item spikes. Everyone else from Next Generation, it was just sitting on components. Finally, a Malignance is secured or completed by Heaven Swain, but it feels a little too late at this point. Like, Baguettes have already achieved a 10,000 gold lead before 7 minutes. This is just insanity.
No, it's just incredible to see the way that Baguette pilots these champions, the way that Baguette pilots the Rift as well. Again, time after time, you just feel like Baguettes just can't get any better, but they just feel themselves every single time, and they just feel the momentum coming on through. They've just been building up as this battle has gone on. And as a reminder as well, the winning team here will be going through to the showdown next weekend as well. So it'll be incredible to watch this Baguettes lineup next weekend as well against some of the best that EMEA has to offer. But for now, they are just dominating through this battle. The French squad is just way too powerful for anyone. They just every team that they've stepped in their path at the moment. And look at the items across the board. 2 items already for Lee Sin after not even 8 minutes.
And Wukong doesn't even have his first item yet completed, Stuart. That is a jungle canyon right now being shown on my screen. Baguettes, an overwhelming 11,000 gold advantage. The Tempered Fate by Salo just stalls out a play from being secured by Baguettes, but Final Wax keeps threatening with those sonic waves, and maybe the first kill of the game for Next Generation, but Final Wax is there to escort Random out to safety. Final Wax still has the Dragon's Rage at the ready, kicks one out with that Wukong being sent over to the skies, but the Cyclone sends him up, and that's the first kill secured by Next Generation. Dandelion is going to make them pay for it, though, flashing away just at the right moment. Flash from Heaven secures it. Down goes the bear. Random could be next, and Baguettes have done a little too much fun playing at this stage of the game. Next Generation secure punishes and pick up 3 kills.
But meanwhile, while this is all happening, Rafa, the Corki and the Bard actually died on the bottom side of the map. So again, we're seeing the same thing, Rafa, that even if Baguettes do make a mistake and overextend, which they did, in that bottom side of the map, they still have a 10,000 gold lead. They're still able to get advantages on the opposite side of the map, being able to take that tier 2 tower. And no, right place, right time for Final Wax again. He just knows where everyone is, and he goes for the invade as well. Needs to be a little bit careful. He just jumps in, Rafa. He sneakily is able to take away the Crocs, and he just dashes away to safety. It's just way too clean. Tier 2 tower mid lane gone down now. Tier 2 tower in the top lane gone down now. And it's just so many towers gone. Bard has to use the Tempered Fate defensively to stop the Rift Herald push, but that doesn't matter because Random is just so far ahead.
And Random comes in with the needlework set up by Hexec Ultimatum to secure another blow onto Salo's Bard. Heaven pops the ultimate, tries to secure them into this jungle. Nice Dragon's Rage by Final Wax, stalls out the play and ensures that the rest of the Baguettes can retreat safely before Heaven's ulti does time out in the end. We're at 10 minutes into the game, Stuart. It's still a massive advantage from Baguettes, and Next Generation, to their credit, have picked up a couple kills here and there, but still the pains and the destruction that has been left by Baguettes is still feeling too massive to overcome.
Yeah, exactly. They just get too much big of a lead, so they can just play with so much freedom, I feel like, in these later stages of the fights, because you know that they're just so far ahead. I mean, look at the goal lead just in the jungle alone, Rafa. Like, was that 4,000 goal lead in the jungle? Just absolutely insane. At 11 minutes in this game, Final Wax is sitting at over 1,000 gold a minute right now. And as a jungler, that is the perfect number that you really want to reach. And it just shows that every single time that Final Axe is able to enter onto the rift, he knows about the jungle paths, he knows where he needs to be on the map, he knows about his jungle respawn times, and he just efficiently farms through the jungle. And I feel like the only sort of other players that I see do this sort of thing is players that we see in China, like Long or like Huba, who just knows where to be on the map at the right time and knows when the jungle camps are spawned, and he can just go around free farming, being able to take some of these jungle camps away. And now they're just going to dive in onto the Ambessa, and Temper Fate doesn't even help in the end.
Yeah, Final Wax gets in, gets dropped to about 400 HP. The fight is being admirably played out by Next Generation, but wallet diff is just too thick from the side of Baguettes, and Next Generation lose out on 3 members, lose out on 4. My Little Pony getting dangerously close to the Nexus tower. And unfortunately for him, there was still an inhibitor to play through, but he does not care. He drops 1 for 1 in the end, and that secures the Baron for the side of Baguettes. And I have to say, Stuart, when you have a massive lead like this, any fight is pretty much guaranteed to be winning on your side unless something dastardly goes awry for the side of Baguettes. But as you called out, efficiency has been the staple of this game, especially from Final Wax.
Now they're just going to head towards this second dragon. I don't think they even need this dragon at this point. Yeah, Final Axe is like, yeah, I don't care about a dragon. I just want to invade your red buff instead. And that just shows the priority that these teams have. And yeah, he just steals that away as well. Like, everything is getting taken away at the moment from this Wukong. And he is finding no place at all to be able to farm up. You can see Final Wax is eventually going to be taking that dragon. But it just shows the priority of dragons overall, just kind of in the meta and in Wild Rift in general, that junglers would much rather prefer to take away some jungle camps and take away a red buff rather than taking the dragon, because it just doesn't give you that much bigger an advantage. You'd much rather invade, take away a red buff, because not only are you getting yourself more gold, but you're also denying a lot of gold as well onto the enemy jungle. And now with the Baron buff as well, you're seeing Final Wax split push in that top side of the map, and it's just 3 lanes all pushing into these inhibitor towers.
Yeah, Lee Sin can do so much damage to turrets, especially with that Trinity Force on his side. So that's going to force the answers from Next Generation to respond. But the Baron buff already doing work with the minions. He pushes away any threats with the Dragon's Rage, and he ends up killing him thanks to the bleed passive of that Serelda's Grudge. Final Wax is going to take a recall because they've already done the damage in opening up 2 inhibitors in the base of Next Generation.
You know, they're using that volley bear as kind of a bait on the bottom side, was able to push that one on through, and Ambessa had to defend that bot lane. But as you mentioned, meanwhile, on the opposite side of the map, you just don't know where they're going to be at any given point. They can just rotate so quickly. They have so much mobility with their champions that he can rotate at any time, and they can be wherever they want to on the map at whatever time as well. 15,000 goldies now onto Baguettes, and it's just smooth sailing for them. Again, it just feels like they're just not even breaking a sweat this game as well. And now that Heste's got 2 items, the Divine Sundra and the Sundra Sky, going for a more I guess Bruiser style build and a more survivability build. He's not really focused about dealing damage. He just wants to survive in these fights. And again, as you mentioned, Rafa, use the ultimate as the lockdown instead and use that to your advantage. As you can see, Heste's just waiting in the wings right now, just trying to find the right moment to use his Hextech ultimatum to try and lock someone down.
I mean, low-key, Stuart, the fact that a support Camille has just as much gold as the enemy Corki 80 carry, that's a feels bad moment if you're the Corki, because that means you're getting dueled by the enemy support. But that is just the reality of the state Next Generation are currently in. Nearly 14,000 gold behind, doing everything they can to stall out for a miracle. I don't expect one to come anytime soon. It just comes down to how fast Baguettes can close this game out at this point. The only hope that Next Generation can even aspire for is for an Elder Dragon to come up and a severe misplay to be occurring from Baguettes, but they're going to look for the play. Stasis does block the Hextech ultimatum, and Salo does find a flash away from danger, so at least they get an ultimate burn from the side of Baguettes.
2 ultimates burned. I believe Ezreal did also use his ultimate as well, so 2 ultimates burned, but I think even without them 2 ultimates, you can still look to find ways in which to try and dive onto the side of Next Generation here. And it looks like they're just setting up for this Baron right now. And actually, it looks like Josh is just using the Ezreal ultimate as more of poke than anything else. You're seeing how much damage the Ezreal ultimate is just doing to the Bard alone. And now just using the Tempered Fate to try and use that defensively. But there we go, the diving onto the Swain.
Teleport comes in. Final Wax does have a GA, so he goes down once, but can you bring him down again? And the rest of Baguettes will ensure by rallying around him that Final Wax will not drop a second death this game. 22 kills to 6, 69,000 gold against 51,000. Almost a staggering 20k gold lead by the end of this first game. That is Baguettes leading the series 1-0.
Very dominating again from Baguette, just really showing why they are some of the best that EMEA has to offer as well. You got players like Final Wax, you got players like Random as well. Both these players are considered some of the best of EMEA, and they really showed in this game that they can dominate. They can play with free reign. They can dominate around the Rift as well, and just an incredible performance overall for them. I think that they really showcasing throughout this entire weekend the they just want to smoosh away with the battle. They want to go away with the battle. They just want to breeze through the entire battle and get ready for the showdown next weekend, because that is just